Hello and welcome to another episode of Reality Notes. Today we have a very special guest on the pod. Kelli Williams is the co-host of the wildly popular podcast Beyond the Blinds. You may have heard of it. Definitely probably have heard of it. Her and her co-host Troy McKeady pull back the curtains on celebrity blind items and pop culture stories. Welcome, Kelli.
Thank you so much for having me, and I'm obsessed with both of your voices. I just have to say it.
The Aussie twang.
Yeah, I love it so much.
Oh, yeah.
We love your voice. And can you give a note to Troy and tell him his laugh is my favorite laugh, that probably in the top 5 favorite laughs I've ever heard. He's so
It's a good
funny.
one. It's a good one for sure.
We have so much to ask you. I just wanted to firstly kick off with the bread and butter blind items. Let's get straight to it. For those that aren't familiar with what a blind item is, firstly, can you just give like a little description of what a blind item is?
Yeah, definitely. So it's basically like an anonymous riddle that you have to figure out about a celebrity or, I guess celebrity. And they're not always true. So you have to be like, you got to say allegedly because you don't know what's true. You don't know what's false. But yeah, I would say it's like gossip wrapped in a riddle, which is fun to figure out.
And a lot of them turn out to be true, which you and Troy have discovered over the years, haven't you? Like ones from like the 90s or 2000s, these like nostalgic blind items that you're like, hang on, that actually came to be.
Definitely. Like we've been talking about Diddy for years, like Jared Leto, we've been talking about him for years. And
Leto.
it's interesting seeing like blind items become more mainstream in general.
Yeah. So when did that happen? Because obviously the Crazy Days and Nights, he has been going for years and he was like the OG blind item, I guess, person. And then there's you guys and then there's Dumois. But I wonder why. Is it because of TikTok? Like why has it kind of gotten more mainstream lately?
I definitely think Dumois made blind items so much more digestible. When we started, it was the summer of 2021. And I think right then is where blind items really started to pick up. So we kind of hit it right around the same time. And I think TikTok too. There are some TikTok accounts that are all just blind items.
Yeah. I was just saying to Leah, I remember the first time that we listened to your podcast, Leah actually told me about it and we're on the way. We had like a 2-hour drive somewhere in Victoria. We were going away for the weekend and we just put your podcasts on and we're like, oh my God. We started from the beginning. We're like, this is amazing. How did we not know this existed? It's just like absolutely wild. So the Khloe Kardashian episode of yours, like I keep
that lives
remembering that
in
one.
my mind. Yes, I can't unhear that. That's so true because Scheana was just starting to get into the Bravo world. Then I am like, I've been a Bravo stan for so long.
Our
and
Bravo,
Scheana's more like
Bravo stan.
Yeah. So we were listening to that. Oh gosh, yeah, that was so. And lots of Leo, Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh my gosh,
the Olsen twins.
Honestly, sit here all day. But let's get into the blind item that we've got for today to unpack.
Yes. Can we unpack your favorite blind item of all time?
Absolutely. And I want to also just say really quick that all of the blinds are like very alleged. We don't know what's true. We don't know what's false. And I couldn't find the exact blind item, but there's a blind item about Lisa Marie Presley and her allegedly being like a ghostwriter for a lot of singers, like for Beyonce, for Taylor Swift, for Justin Timberlake. And when I was like listening to the audiobook that Riley put together, it's like half written by Lisa, half of it's Riley. Riley talks about how her mom like wanted to share music but never really wanted to be famous, and although that blind's not confirmed, like it would make sense.
Okay, interesting. Okay, like will we ever know that she was a ghostwriter? Do you think that it will ever be uncovered, or is it just kind of talked about?
I would love it to, but I can't picture like Taylor Swift saying that she had a ghostwriter, you know? And I'm not saying Swifties, I'm not saying she did or didn't. It's alleged, you know?
yeah. For us.
But yeah, I would love it too, because I think Lisa Marie, like, her story's so interesting, and that just adds like almost like another layer of mystery to her. I think it would actually be fun to be made into like a movie, you know, like something like that.
Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do it. Seriously. So is there one blind item that lives rent-free in your head, like from the 2000s or like the early, 2010s that you're like, just can't get over?
Yes. So this one is from 2012, and this is like a weird celebrity love square that I think a lot of people forgot about. So, which successful model cheated on her husband with a pop star recently? This beauty loved the fact that he was a young one and wanted to teach him new tricks. So this is allegedly Miranda Kerr and Justin Bieber, which eventually we found out was true.
Yes.
Wait, I never heard that. Scheana was like,
I remember this
You've heard
one.
this, I remember it. And I was like, I don't know where I was. No, I don't. It seems so off-brand for Miranda Kerr. The Miranda Kerr, I guess, that I picture.
But she was a yacht girl. Well, allegedly a yacht girl. So remember, And who was that billionaire that she was always with? What was his name?
Oh
my God, like the billionaire businessman?
Yeah, I forget, but I know who you're talking about.
Yes. And
because she's married to like a billionaire businessman now.
Oh no, but back then. So she cheated on Orlando Bloom allegedly.
With Justin Bieber.
With Justin
and
Bieber.
And then Justin and Selena broke up, and Selena starts hooking up with Orlando Bloom. Then I don't know if you remember. I don't know if it was summer 2012 or 2013, but like Justin Bieber and Orlando Bloom got into a fist fight in like Greece or something because allegedly Justin walked up to him and was like, "Your wife was great," or something of that nature.
I can so picture him saying that. He's so
especially that version of Justin.
Yeah, he would have been so young then, though. Like,
can we just do the math on that?
He's hot now, not then. He would have been a child.
I know. I think he was like 20 or 21.
Okay. And Miranda Kerr's like...
was like 30 at the time.
I think she's born in 85 or something, or 82. 1982, 85. Anyway. But she was 30 at the time. Okay. So this was before the alleged Kourtney Kardashian hookup with Justin Bieber, or after?
Before.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Maybe he likes his older women. I mean, he's married.
Maybe he's like Harry Styles and loves his older. Right. Who knows? On Justin, though, can we get into Justin Bieber? I know that you and Troy don't love covering JB on Beyond the Blinds due to many reasons. I mean, we have given ourselves a JB block as well. We're like, we cannot cover because he's very, it's
up and down.
Chaotic. But with the release of his new album, me and Lee were just talking about it, I cannot stop listening to it. It is so good. What are your thoughts?
I love it. I think Daisies might end up being my most played song on Spotify. Like, it makes me want to like skip outside. I don't know how else to explain it.
Go to the fields and just like run around and get my like the pioneer night dress, and just like in my frills and my florals. Girls, get your florals, get together, let's go to a field and dance. I feel the same.
Daisies and Yukon.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Devotion. I love Devotion.
Oh, that is I like Butterflies too.
Oh, I need to get into that one more. Yeah. I've just literally I've just had Daisies and Yukon.
Just on repeat. Anytime I go on TikTok, that's all I'm being fed anyway. I'm like, this is so catchy. It is the brat. It's the winter. The winter.
Well, it's their summer.
Well, no, it's your summer. It is. Sorry. It's our winter here.
It's so cold here.
I know you guys are so bundled up.
Yeah. You're like, I'm
literally got my skivvy on.
Looking at you.
So what are your thoughts on Justin, like in terms of his episodes, his mental health? Do you think that it's only up from here, or do you think he might retire soon? I know one of your pop culture predictions from I don't know why I remembered that. It was from a few years ago. I don't know if it was yours or Troy's, that he may retire soon. Do you still think that?
I definitely thought that Justin was done. And I really think that, unfortunately, if you were to write child star, Justin Bieber is kind of the perfect image of what a child star becomes if they're not with the right team. And I think it's great that he fired Scooter and, he's not working with Lee Taylor anymore. Hopefully that's a step in the right direction. But I do worry, he doesn't look the healthiest. And I don't know. I don't think Justin will ever tour again. But I think with the success of Swag, he'll likely continue to make music, which I think is great.
Do you think he might do the Sphere or something though? Surely he would do a few key
Close
shows.
to home.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I feel whenever I see him on stage, he looks really bad. And even
he's so drunk.
What was it? The Purpose tour, he was throwing up and crying on stage. I don't think
my God.
I don't think live performances are good for Justin Bieber.
Bless.
No. I mean the few ones that I've seen lately where he's like made cameos with like Kid Laroi and SZA, he has been so off his face.
And
I think it was the SZA, the SZA song. What's a Snooze? He came on stage with her, and she had to like save him almost. Like in his bit, she had to like come in. And so I'm like, oh, his voice is just so good. He's like an amazing performer, amazing artist, but he just like, he gets in his own way, like he's letting himself down.
It feels a bit like that tormented artist kind of vibe, that he, in order to make something really good, he has to go to those like really low depths in order to like get his art out, which is so unfortunate because I remember before this album came out, Scheana and I were speaking about it, and it's like, it's not good. It's giving Britney Spears. Like this feels really scary. We were hesitant to talk about it because
I had to unfollow him on social media.
Dark.
I was like, it's too much.
And now it's like you see, but this album's so good. It's like, is he on the up and up? But outside of that, it's outside of the album, doesn't look good. Yeah. So I just feel, I totally get what you're saying, that the tour might not be.
No, that might not be the best. He's not. Good. Look, he's not coming to Australia anytime soon. So let's just say that.
Right. Maybe he'll do like Coachella. I've been seeing a lot of rumors about him do, and I think that would be like a good little comeback, just so he can perform live. But again, I don't know if he's able to at the moment.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on from JB and get into some Bravo news. Scheana Shay.
Yes, Scheana Shay. There's been so much Bravo news out like this week, in the past 2 weeks. So we're so excited to like dive into this with you.
Much Bravo news. Okay, so Scheana Shay's memoir. It actually has been, I feel like she was teasing it so much and there was so much coming out. And I was like, wait, it hasn't even come out yet. Has she actually released it yet? Or is it she's still teasing it? I don't even know.
I think it was released yesterday or
yesterday.
Like a few days
there we go.
This past week. I'm not sure the exact day.
Okay, cool. So we can actually, I'll probably just listen to it. I won't be physically reading it. What do you think of her hookup list? Her recent hookup confessions was like a plethora of different men.
Honestly, all I can say is like good for her. I've seen a lot of people being like, she's so thirsty, whatever. I'm like, that's just Scheana Shay. That's just who she is. We've known it for years. And if I was looking like her in the year 2007, living in LA, I would try and sleep with every Teen Choice Award winner I could. Let me make that clear.
Is there any truth? Okay, so because in her list of hookups,
it's like Jesse Metcalfe, of course we knew John Mayer. Jesse McCartney. Leah was like, wait, who's Jesse McCartney? And I had to sing, I don't want another pretty face. I don't want just anyone
and Jesse Metcalfe was like, confirmed it, and he was like, I'm glad Scheana's doing well.
He was so sweet about it. I heard him say that, because he said like back in the day, I guess when they were hooking up, she was just like this reality TV star. And he said in that time, we just thought, oh, this reality TV thing is only going to last a few years. So he was like, yeah, hats off to Scheana for, you know, making a career out of it.
Yeah, look who's more famous now.
Right, crazy.
Within the list, she says 2 actors from The Notebook. And then I've seen like lots of TikToks, people are like, it's Ryan Gosling and James Marsden. Who, like, I'm sure that you've gotten blind items about this, or what are your thoughts on that?
We don't have any blinds about it. I'm just going with what's in my heart. Okay. I'm going with
tell us what's in your heart. Yeah.
So I think Kevin Connolly.
Oh.
Who plays Ryan or Noah's little friend. And then this is so random. Did you guys watch One Tree Hill at all?
Yeah, of course.
So Dan Scott is in a flashback. And I'm like, what if it's Paul Johansson? What if it's like just because I think she'd say James Marsden. I
was like, surely she would claim Ryan Gosling as well.
Right.
I wonder if she had to sign like an NDA or something. If it was someone that's, because if in this list, if it was Ryan Gosling and James Marsden, they are like in the upper echelon of stars. This is not just your, stars who were famous. Like this is big A-listers, and especially in the era of The Notebook. Like Ryan Gosling was it's Ryan Gosling. But then I also think it's Scheana Shay. Surely she would tell us. If it was that, I feel like it kind of just is like, I'll just leave that there and let you guys titillate yourselves on who you think it could be.
That's exactly so what she did.
Yeah.
She wants everyone to think it was Ryan.
Yeah.
That's so true. Yeah, you're right. It's probably not. Adrian Grenier, I believe, because he's literally hooked up with bloody everyone, it feels like. And lots of Australians. He like comes here quite a bit, I've heard, and like hooks up with lots of Australians. I'm pretty sure, I don't know who it was, but I heard like a friend of a friend hooked up. Someone I worked with, like his friend hooked up with him or something. So I definitely believe that.
Interesting. Okay.
Have you got your hands on the book? Will you read it?
Honestly, I don't know if I want to read it. I'm going to be totally honest. I feel like what I need to know has already been said by her in the press. And I listen to like enough Bravo podcasts that they will cover it enough where I won't need to.
I know that's so true. Ryan, that last week. Yeah, Ryan Bailey interviewed her on his, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's enough. I don't really need to know anymore. Yeah.
So you guys aren't going to read it?
Maybe I'll listen to it, but then I'm like, oh, her voice might be a bit too annoying to listen to
for that long.
Yeah. But we said this last week on the pod, basically the same thing. Like I feel as though it's such a juicy, like you're not reading the book for the storyline. It's really to get like those headlines out of it. And I feel like anything that will be divulged will be out there now. Like I feel like maybe it's already, we've seen the most juicy details already come to light.
Definitely.
All right, let's get into the Jax Taylor of it all. And Jax announcing that he is leaving the Valley. Do you think this is the end of reality TV for him? What do you think's on the cards for Jax Taylor?
I hope so. I don't think Jax should be on television anywhere. And like, I'm so thankful right now Dr. Drew doesn't have his like celebrity rehab, because that's where he would be next. And,
oh my God, so true.
I'm just glad he doesn't have like kind of any other station to jump to. You know, you know what he'll do? I don't know if it's on in Australia, but like Survival of the Toughest, and like Brody Jenner was on it.
No.
Maybe it's not called, I don't know what it's called, but basically they send a bunch of like C-list celebrities to a boot camp. Like Tara Reid was on it, Brody Jenner, Jojo Siwa, Tom Sandoval. So he'll probably end up on that show.
What was it called? Where they go to Wait, no, that's something else. Where they go to Scotland.
Traitors.
That's Traitors. It was.
No, what was the other one? No, it's called oh my God. And they filmed it in New Zealand, yeah?
Yes, that one. It's like Survivor or something.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Although he could do maybe he will do Traitors. He could be kind of funny on that.
Wasn't he on a season of Traitors?
Yeah. Or am I making
I don't know. He was on the villain one.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
He's dark. He just needs to go. I'm worried though that he's going to blame everything on Britney, like him losing his job and just So I'm really worried for her.
Right, not to get like super dark, but there's also the part of me that's like maybe it's safer to have cameras on him.
Yeah. I have thought
not to
of
be
that
that
as
dark.
well.
I'm sorry. That's like very dark.
Because then he's being held accountable, right? Like
at least
now
somewhat.
Yeah.
He's so in the public light that I feel as though everyone's looking for that anyway. And everyone has cameras in their pockets now. So I think that it's up to all of us, guys. It's up to all of us to hold him accountable, keep him accountable. Scheana was saying that apparently Jax's bar is just bar.
Oh yeah, the sign's been removed. Did you see that?
Yeah, he just posted that he's distancing himself from the bar to focus on himself. So
interesting choice of words.
It's going to be called Brits soon enough.
So what is that place like already existed? Yeah, in LA, like it was in the Valley. It was just. They just changed it to his name, like Jax's bar.
Yeah, it seems like it was just a partnership and like kind of an add-on to a bar that's already been around.
Yeah. You don't live in LA, do you? Whereabouts are you based? No.
I don't. I lived in New York, but now I live in DC.
Oh,
yeah,
beautiful.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you're not like so close to them that it's too close. You're, removed enough to be able to gossip about them.
Definitely. Absolutely.
That's how we feel. We're like, we're ages away. We can say what we want about them. We're not going to see them walking down the road,
Totally.
Although the Southern Charm guys have been known. They love Australia. I think they go to Sydney a lot. But, oh, God, I would love to bump into what I would say to Shep and Austin.
To Craig, I was going to say.
I'm like, what would you say? I'd love to know.
I would actually probably be like, hi, guys. But in my head, I would be like, I'd probably be like, love your show. But secretly, hate you guys. No,
fair.
They do give me so much. It's like hate watching. I do get so much out of it. Southern Charm was one of those shows, much like Vanderpump, that really got me like so drawn in. When I started watching Southern Charm, I was like, what is this show? This is crazy. Who is this Thomas Ravenel guy? Like this old politician who's a cokehead? Like, how are they showing this on TV?
And now there's a White Lotus character based on him, which is
crazy.
Just bloody wild.
Yeah.
So wild. Have you seen the news that Michelle from the Valley has broken up with Aaron?
For the best, right? That has to be for the best. I almost wonder if he was like using her to promote his honey company.
1000%
right?
He was. He was not there based on pure intentions. I think, like Michelle's gorgeous. She's probably very nice, but it seemed a bit self-serving.
Yes, absolutely. Thank God. Michelle does deserve someone who can blink, not whatever's going on with his eyes.
What was okay, what like I don't understand. Did he have a health condition or something? Like why are his eyes popping out of his, like, was he high 24/7? I don't understand.
Nuts.
It's the honey.
That is some strong honey.
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he was definitely a laugh to watch. Every time I saw him, I was like, and I cannot wait for the reunion to hopefully, because the reunion would have been filmed before this breakup, so I'm assuming that he might just come on for a hot minute, and I really hope that they do ask. Oh, did I? Having the filters on the background. I can't see. I've got my notes over my face. For those of you listening at home, we use Riverside, and it kind of has these filters that pop up.
No, it's your Mac. It's not Riverside.
Oh, it's the Mac?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it never does it to you.
It never does it to me because I got a PC.
Anyway, it'll have thumbs up. It'll have these bubble thumbs up that come up.
Just then it did fireworks. Oh my gosh.
I hope that he'll come on, for a hot minute, and Andy will ask him about, because surely he'll ask him. Oh, is that too
about the eyes? No way, Andy couldn't do that. No.
Maybe he'll ask Michelle on a Watch What Happens Live, but we have to ask. I mean, it's on everyone's tongue.
Yeah.
tip of everybody's tongues. Everyone wants to know.
I do think 3 parts is a bit much for a reunion.
Too much. We don't need 3 parts.
No.
Like, yeah.
What? 3-part Vanderpump Rules, I get, but 3-part The Valley? No.
Right.
No.
It's so depressing.
I feel as though there is a lot for it is so depressing. It's going to be a hard slog, I think, for 3 episodes. But then they will touch on so much. Like a lot of it will be about Jax and Brittany, right? A lot of it will be about like the Danny and Nia situation, then like the Janet and Jason of it all and the Kristen. So I feel as though there's a lot to talk about. And I wonder okay, let's just get into this now while we're talking about the Valley. What are your predictions? Like Jax is leaving. Do you think that anybody else will leave? I know that they're about to start filming, I think, in like a week or something. Yeah. So do you think that there will be any other people who won't be back for season 3? And if so, who do you think will replace them?
Think so. I think if anything, they're just going to like add people on. And I think that's not only is it so depressing and like the only comedic relief we really have is Zach, who I think is really funny. But like there's so many different storylines going on. There's so many different people to follow. And like for me, I don't care about like Danny and Nia. I don't, you know,
they need to go.
Yeah. And like,
over that.
I don't think it's fair the way they've been attacking Danny. Like it has nothing to do with that. It's just kind of like, all right, you guys want to have 4 under 4. I get it. You want to like have move, you know, I get it. But I'm not like interested in them. Janet, I don't hate Janet the way a lot of people hate Janet. I think Janet like sucks. But like when you see Jesse and Jax on the same show, I'm like, I can't like compare her to them. But I think she's really digging her heels in. And I think she's going to be like, I'm going to win this audience over. I don't think she's going anywhere.
She's holding him for the long, like the scene where she was with, it was her and Jason getting a tattoo and she's like, it's me against the world. I'm like, it's me and you against the world. I'm like, yeah, it kind of is, doll. Kind of is.
Yeah, but whose fault is that, Janet?
Yeah.
I wish she stayed in her lane of like talking about how much she loves Taco Bell, Dave and Buster's, and Diet Coke. I was like, if you just stayed over there, people would just say you're like trying to be relatable, and that's fine. You can try and be relatable, but like now you're calling everyone alcoholics and asking like Nia to go to Al-Anon with you, and you know, saying to like, I wish Kristen would hit me so she could go to jail. Like that's crazy.
Oh yeah, that
crazy. Like no one's gonna like you if you say that. And I wonder how much insight they have during filming, because now like having it all like it's all come to air and all the audience reviews it out,
right?
And so I think that she is now very much aware of how disliked she is, and I wonder like how much of that comes
last year though. Like she was aware of that last year, and she's just like doubled down. It's gotten worse, of course.
It's definitely gotten worse. Yeah, you're right. I think if she just stuck to the quirkiness, we had Rob from Vanderpump Rob's on the podcast, and he was saying that he thinks that she was obsessed with the show The New Girl and is just trying to be like Zooey Deschanel's character, when that's what she's giving with all those quirky things of like Dave and Buster's and all of that. But she is, it kind of, we saw a darker side of her. And I wonder, do you think that she is self-producing or she is being produced?
I don't know. And it's really interesting because I'm friends with people who are friends with Janet, and they'll tell me that like, that is not the Janet we know. Right, we're all kind of like, what are you doing? So I think I have that like kind of in the back of my mind too, because these are people like I'm friends with and trust, and I'm like, I don't think they'd be friends with someone like that, you know?
Yeah, so, okay.
I think it is self-produced.
Right. Yeah, okay.
I see that. Because she wants to make TV. Yeah. Who would you like to be on the Valley for next season? Like, would you like Scheana and Brock and Lala Sandoval, or are you happy to leave them off?
I think at this point, I'm like, why not? Why not just throw everyone on that show and see who's going to stay, who's not going to stay? I would love to see more Jasmine. I think like the little bits we've gotten of Jasmine, she's like funny. She seems to be pretty middle of the road, but also speaks up if she thinks something's wrong. So I wish that they'd focus more on like, I almost said Janet, no, Jasmine, and what like Jasmine has going on. But why not show Lala? Why not show Scheana? Who cares?
Yeah, the other day I was at the point where I was like, just get Sandoval on. Like, would not have said that this time last year. That's for sure.
Wait, did you see? I saw something that said that they were interviewing Sandoval and Victoria for season 3 of The Valley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
possibly.
I mean, at this point, yeah, exactly. Why not? Am I almost ready for Sandoval to be back on my TV?
Kind of.
Do you know what I would want? I want Victoria. I want Victoria on my TV screen. I just want to see, and it could be very detrimental to her and her health, but let's just give it a whirl and just see because she does. It is interesting, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something there. And I don't know, I guess I want to hear what you guys think, but I always kind of thought like the Valley was just an extension of Vanderpump Rules. Yeah. And that's how I always took it as like, you know, Kristen and Jackson, Brittany, this is their like what people want Summer House to be, where like, you know, they want Kyle and Amanda and Lindsay to be in the city and have kind of like new faces on Summer House. That's how I felt about Vanderpump. And like, I always kind of thought eventually everyone from Vanderpump would end up on the Valley.
Yeah, well, that was the original plan, right? But now we've got bloody Danny and Nia and Michelle and Jesse. Like, we don't need you.
No.
Yeah.
Should we move on to Leah? Did you want to talk about Denise Richards?
You know what? Every time we get to this, I always feel like, oh, it's just too heavy. Don't think. I feel like now we're in the Bravo sphere. Should we just stay in Bravo sphere and let's get on to like general Bravo news?
So you don't want to talk about Denise Richards?
I mean, Kelly, do you want to talk about Denise Richards? So what are your thoughts? What's your take on this whole situation?
It's pretty
honestly
dark.
I've never watched Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But the clips I've seen, he seemed pretty terrible on the show and like saying he was going to crush her hand. And I don't know, I always kind of like feel for Denise Richards, and especially because she's in a situation like this. I feel like a lot of people are kind of like, well, she survived Charlie Sheen or whatever. And like, don't minimize what she's going through just because she has kind of dealt with like Charlie Sheen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If anything, it seems like it could be a pattern, not on her, but like this just could be the men that, like, it just feels as though it's a cry for help. Like, it's unfortunate, and she does seem very lost at times, just from what I've seen from watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Especially, you've probably seen those clips where it's the reunion. And it's COVID, so they're all like in their respective houses, and Andy's asking her about that crushing hand situation, and you can see that she's looking at somebody, and it's like she's almost being forced to like say, because she just doesn't really say. She's like, oh no, that, like, if anything, he's afraid of me, and like it's really like she's really like apologizing for him on his behalf. So yeah, I feel for Denise. And if anything, like she's come from that side of Hollywood where she was so young. It was the 90s. Like, there's so much toxicity that was around then, and she's dealt with so much of that. So like, what else does she know?
Totally.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll move on from Denise Richards. I wanted to talk to you about, so you recently put up a social post where you made the comparison between different men on Bravo. So the younger version and the older version. An example is Tom Schwartz is the younger version of Seth Marks. I feel like it was just so spot on.
So spot on.
When you're watching reality TV, do these kind of parallels like jump out to you often? Or like, how do you, because I was like, oh my God, this is so perfect. The examples that you showed, I was like, this is great. How do you get to these different kind of observations?
I have no idea, but like my partner, she's always like, you always say these people are similar, and I would never think it. I'm like, whatever kind of autism I have, that's how my brain works. Like, and I feel like a lot of shows, and maybe it's from watching like Real World growing up, they have these kind of stereotypes that they have to fit, and most of the shows have one of each character. But what I am like bummed about, I guess, is that watching like Next Gen NYC and watching Seth, I'm like, Seth is actually an old Kyle Cook. Like they have the same
Seth.
weird energy. But then Kyle Cook could also be a Schwartz. You know what I mean?
That's so true. Yes. I think that Charlie from Next Gen is the young Justin Bobby. Like in terms of like he is so nonchalant. He's too cool for school. I haven't finished Next Gen, by the way, so I don't know what happens. I know there's shit with Charlie. But he is so like, I'm too cool to be here. Like whatever, like just absolutely no filter. Doesn't give a fuck about the cameras being around. But then at the same time, he's like, well, I want to be famous and I need the money. It's exactly what Justin Bobby was like. And like Charlie is just, I think he's so good for reality TV in the same way that Justin Bobby was. Like, because you don't really get these types of people, these types of reality stars that don't really care about being filmed, I feel like. Do you see that similarity between Charlie and Justin Bobby?
Yeah, I said he was a young Jax. So, but hearing you talk
did?
about,
okay, young Jax.
I did.
Yeah.
But I see the Justin Bobby. He's almost like a Spencer Pratt Justin Bobby hybrid. He gives such like early 2000s villain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that.
Like he's terrible. He said he wanted to slap Georgia, but I'm like, but Charlie is kind of needed on that show. Like they need to have a villain on that show, and he fits it so well.
So well. Yeah, I just can't get over, and I know that weed is legal there, obviously, but it's like I've never seen somebody smoking a bong on reality TV. Like he's just the nonchalantness of Charlie is just, it is like so different. We haven't really seen that in such a long time. It's like it is giving 90s, but like with different rules.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like fresh. It's like, and you can tell that he's not used to having cameras around, which I do love.
Which is so great. Yeah.
Speaking of Next Gen, who is your like standout star from Next Gen? What's your take on it?
I'm obsessed with this show. Like, I want them to film all year round. I'm ready for season 2 right now. Yeah. And I think it's because it's like pretty low stakes, you know, like what they're fighting about. And of course, like with like the microaggressions directed to Riley, like that's not okay. And I'm glad that they are actually talking about those things instead of, 5 years from now looking back and being like, oh, like we should have stuck up for her more or whatever. But I think when you're watching The Valley, it's like, oh my God, we're watching families fall apart. And on like Next Gen NYC, they're just like drunk and saying stupid stuff, which is more fun for me, and now that I'm like 34 watching 21-year-olds, I'm like, oh, they're so young. They have so much to learn.
Yeah,
we were saying that. I was like, okay, I feel really old watching them, but I'm also like watching them with the lens of like, oh, you go, just have fun and make mistakes. Go on. It's part of growing up.
The youthful ability to back it up. Like when they go to Jersey Shore, and it's clear that they've all had a big night, and then they can just go again. I was watching it when I was hungover, and I was like, I could not even imagine if you had cameras, and you do have to get up and do it. But it made me feel sick. I was like, how are they doing it? But then I have the exact same thoughts when I watch Below Deck. I'm like, how the hell are you guys not vomiting 24/7?
Being on a boat.
I know. Below Deck, they're like different animals on that show.
Yeah. It's a whole different breed of human. That's so true. Are you watching all the Below Decks at the moment?
I am. I know one of your questions was like, what's my favorite Bravo show?
Yes. Okay, yeah, let's get into that.
It's Below Deck. And I know that's like so random. And like when I tell people that, they're like, no way. I'm like, no. I have watched and I started Below Deck late, like very late. I watched every season of every like spinoff. I can't get enough of Below Deck. And I think it's because even though the crew mostly stays the same, right? Like someone might get fired or replaced or whatever. It's like the guests make the episode. And I think that's so much more fun because it's always different.
Yes.
I had a feeling you were going to say Below Deck. I said to you, I was like, I feel like her favorite show is going to be Below Deck.
And
it is.
Okay, I need to watch it now. I don't watch it.
Sheena doesn't watch it, and I'm like, girl.
Okay, I'll get onto it.
So
Which one do
good.
I start with, though?
Oh my God.
Honestly, Down Under. I think Down Under, because there's only 4 seasons, so it's like it's less to take on, and I think they're going to put so much money into Jason that that's going to be the one that's going to continue the longest.
Is Aisha on the Down Under one, or is she on another one?
She is. She's on the first 2 seasons, I think.
I think the first 2, because she originally was on Below Deck Med, because there's heaps of Australians in the yachting community. And there's heaps of them over in the Mediterranean. And so then, because she had a high profile, she came on to Below Deck Down Under. Do you remember, just speaking of Below Deck Down Under, I can't remember, I think it was the first or second season, the American chef who was like a glorified pizza boy. Yeah. And he just didn't want to do anything. He was like, basically, don't ask the guests what they want. Like, I'll give them stuff. And I remember watching it and I was like, the audacity of this man.
And like, he would only cook steak or something. Yeah. He was like, I'll make another steak. It's like, no, you won't. And Aisha's probably my favorite from the whole Below Deck. I love Aisha, Hannah, and Daisy. Those 3 are like my faves.
Yes.
Aisha's voice is so full on, though. It's
I love her.
I watched her on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Do you have that in America? Yeah, you must.
I think we used to, but it's not on anymore.
It's like my comfort show. It's on, once a year, and it's on like most nights of the week.
Oh, wow.
It's such a comfort show for me. I bloody love it.
So you love Below Deck.
Okay.
It's so good.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait for this.
What to...
I'll be
texting you my thoughts in real time.
So good.
Okay. So if you could only watch one Bravo show for the rest of your life, it would be Below Deck, yeah? Or
okay.
What?
Well, I almost feel like Vanderpump is the most rewatchable show.
Yeah.
You know, I don't typically go back and rewatch like old Below Decks as I rewatch like old Vanderpump. Yeah. But I also like Summer House was my favorite for a long time too. But after last season, I was like, I think I hate this show. Like, I think this show has lost its identity. The fact everyone was getting so mad about Emerald hooking up with people. I'm like, isn't that the part of the show?
Yes. I feel so bad for Emerald.
And like everyone being like, Jesse's just a funny guy. I'm like, no, Jesse sucks.
Jesse sucks.
Jesse.
Scheana and I we like, don't come to this podcast if you're a Jesse stan, because it will not be good listening for you.
We've met too many Jessies in our life, that's for sure.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would have loved, we spoke about that, like we would have loved to have seen more of the Emerald storyline, because he's actually such a fascinating human being, and what he's been through, it brings such a point of difference to Summer House. And you're right, I used to love Summer House. It was such a good show. Mm-hmm. Do you think that we will see that spin-off where it would be like Summer House in the City, Summer in the City type thing?
I think they're going to wait too long for it. I think everyone wanted it this year.
Now,
Now, and like, I don't want to see Carl on my television living in this party house anymore. Kyle Cook. The thing is, Kyle still parties and is out of his mind, so like he's fine. But I don't know. I think that they kind of missed their opportunity to do it. And I say that knowing that if they announced it for next year, I'd be like,
around it in a heartbeat. What do you think will happen? Like, we know that Lindsay is going back to Summer House. Scheana and I, my mind was blown when I found that out. I was like, wait, what? And we know that she's not going to be like a full-time cast member, but like, what do you think the trajectory for Lindsay is?
I don't know. I love Lindsay Hubbard. I've always loved her, like, as problematic as she... I have ever.
I've only just started loving her.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I was like, when I watched her like body slam Kyle during the COVID season, I was like, I love this girl.
She's that was an interesting season. That was correct. That was wild. Have you watched Summer House from the start, like in real time kind of thing? Or did you go back?
No, so I started in 2020 watching it.
Okay.
So I started with the COVID season. And I was like, what is this crazy show?
Okay.
And then I went back and like rewatched the older seasons. But honestly, with Lindsay, I don't know if they'd move her to the Roni reboot, but I think that would be a good spot for her.
Yeah,
instead of
that.
Yeah, I forgot
I
about
think
the Rooney
she's better with
reboot.
like an ensemble that she can fight with, and like I don't think she wants to fight with the Summer House cast anymore.
No, let Lindsay really shine for what she's, you know, like what she's good at shining for.
Right.
Yes.
And because she is, the thing with Lindsay is that she, and this is why I love her, is because yes, she can be dramatic, but that's so authentically Lindsay. Like it comes from such an authentic place. She's not like a Janet in terms of trying to create drama that doesn't really like fit in with her own storyline. And Lindsay comes from, you know, a quote unquote traumatic past. Like she's had shit that's gone on in her life. She's like been in the depths of, you know, struggle. She's really kind of like clawed her way out and got to where she is on her own. On her
she's
own
a
back,
hustler,
really.
for
like
sure.
she's a hustler,
yeah.
And she would be so good in Roni, or
She'd be
like
so
if they
good.
did a city one.
Yeah. Her and Kristen Doty are just made for reality TV. They're my favorite types of reality TV stars. They're just the best. Okay, so we've got like a few more minutes with you. I wanted to go back to 2000s nostalgia.
Okay.
The Hills.
Okay. Here I am.
So yeah, you're like, oh, it's my time to shine. So you made a social post about the younger generation wouldn't have survived Justin Bobby and Audrina. Can you please explain this for us?
Okay. I'm like, let me crack my neck. Let me get started. No, it's like everything now has to be a think piece. You know, everyone's a content creator. No shame to that. I'm a content creator. You know, that's just what people do now. But everything is a think piece. And the way that people would either rip apart Audrina for always going back to Justin, or just like not being able to understand the Justin Bobby character in general.
Yeah.
Like, I really think, do you guys remember the episode? It was called like, I think Night at the Opry, and Audrina sees Justin kissing another girl, and then they start fighting behind dumpsters.
Yes. Yes.
That was very unscripted. Like,
yes,
Brody
that was
talked
raw.
about it.
That was really raw. I remember that. Yeah.
And like, that was so brutal to watch. And then like 2 episodes later, they're fully back together. And I think they were no Ronnie and Sam from Jersey Shore. You know, they were definitely a level below that. But I always say like they walked so Ronnie and Sam could run.
Yeah.
And like talk about younger generation surviving Ronnie and Sam, they wouldn't have, which it might be good. You know, maybe it would be good for someone to intervene there. But I don't know. I think about like Laguna Beach and the Hills and the way it's aged. I think like that Cabo episode, the way people would like really make that just a huge think piece after Kristen's dancing on the bar, and like, was Steven in the right or was Kristen in the right? And I'm kind of glad I grew up watching reality TV just to watch it for entertainment. And like now I can look back on it. Cause like, I think that's why I don't like The Valley, because at this point when I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, this is like families are breaking up and Jax is throwing things at Brittany.
Yeah, that's so true. That's such a great take, and to kind of like remember what we came to reality TV with. Like it was purely entertainment, and that's what like it started, you know, even back in like MTV, that era, like it was purely for entertainment. And it was so messy, whereas now the messiness is like so dissected and analyzed. And
well, because we didn't really have social media back then, did we? Like, no, we didn't at all.
Maybe MySpace.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yes. Oh, I loved MySpace. Yeah. But they were like the Hills stars, or Laguna Beach and the Hills stars. They were like A-list fame. Like they were really quite famous. They were always on the cover of magazines. Like being in Australia and looking up to them, I was kind of like, wow, it's just this fairy tale magical world. They're in this completely different world, but it's still on the same planet as me. How is this real? I absolutely loved The Hills. You had the opportunity to interview Justin Bobby back in 2018. Wow. Tell us everything.
So at the time, I was doing a lot of Instagram lives with different cast members, mostly Laguna, season 2. That was kind of like, I always got along with them. And then Justin's at the time girlfriend emailed me and was like, hey, like, will you interview Justin? And I was like, sure. So I interviewed him, and I think it's still up on my YouTube page. I think it's still there, but he was so nice.
I love him.
Like, and I was kind of like, I get why everyone fell in love with Justin Bobby. Like, he is so charming, so handsome. And he was like, I've been watching your page and you're like a little egg that is hatched. And I'm like, that is the most Justin Bobby thing I've ever heard in my life. You know what I mean?
Gosh, you did that. Is such an on-point impression. And like, I've been watching your page.
Exactly. And like, so I remember his phone, he was in Arizona, so it was really hot, and his phone kept dying and disconnecting, and then he'd have to come back and die and disconnect again. Then he'd come back, but he, you know, it was like an hour of it happening, and he was so nice. And then I sent some merch to him, or I thought to him, and he ended up breaking up with his girlfriend, and then his girlfriend took a picture wearing all the merch, being like, don't trust someone who wears cowboy boots to the beach.
Oh, I love. Did you ask him about the combat boots?
I did. And he said it's because he wasn't supposed to film.
Oh,
and
yes.
Then
I did hear this. Yes.
Yeah. And then they called him and kind of like forced him to show up. So he wasn't even supposed to be there.
Yeah. And the whole bloody storyline of that episode was like, will he come? Won't he? And he's like, I wasn't even invited in the fucking first place.
Yeah.
Like, it's so scripted.
Oh my God. I bloody love it though.
Yeah. Totally.
What are you watching right now? Not Bravo related. Is there anything that we must get onto immediately?
I just finished The Hunting Wives on Netflix.
Oh, I've seen that come up. Yeah.
Insane. It's an insane show. It is good, but crazy. Like, there's a lot of girl on girl hooking up, which I didn't expect going in. I'm not going to complain, but very shocking for sure.
Right.
Nice.
It was almost like soft porn at points. So it's very sexual. I will say that.
Okay. The Hunting Wives.
The Hunting Wives. I've been watching like on Netflix, like, where is Amy Bryant?
Oh my God.
Bryant?
Amy Bradley. I just finished.
I
finished that whole document. So it was a 3-part documentary. I finished it last night in one sitting, and then I was on Reddit until midnight. I was like, this is insane. Guys, if you haven't watched the Amy Bradley doco, please go watch it. It's so crazy. Yeah. What's your theory?
Yeah, what's your theory?
Okay. I go back and forth because I'm like, I know that this doc is trying to sway me into thinking that she was trafficked off the boat.
Right.
Like, but then I'm like, why would she be picked when she's with her family? Like, that doesn't add up. But then I'm like, maybe she was getting sick and fell overboard. But there's just so many holes that I just don't have answers to. But I hope her parents get some kind of closure, because I feel so bad for her family.
Oh my God.
It's been like 30 years or so, longer. How long has it been?
I think it was 98 it happened, or 99.
98. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
On Reddit, the majority of people are saying that like she vomited, like she fell overboard from, like, she leant over the railing and vomited and fell overboard. But then it's like, well, wouldn't her body have shown up on shore?
Right.
Oh, it's just so bizarre.
Scheana and I were sending each other voice notes this morning about it, and I was like, I don't know if I'm just getting this information from when I watched Speed. You know, the movie Speed with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock, where they're on a cruise ship. And so I remember hearing that, like, if with a cruise ship, the propellers like suck you in. Like, if you're in the water near a cruise ship, you can get sucked under because they're so forceful. I don't know if that's true at all, because that's where my mind went to. Like, if she fell over, would she not have just like got sucked up underneath? Like, that's horrible. But then if she was sick, would there not be any kind of trace of, I suppose it depends where the wind was, but like, would there not be any trace of vomit? I don't know if you could get DNA back then. Yeah. Do you know what really stood out to me is so bizarre though? First of all, something's up with the cruise director. He was crazy, like beyond so cold. Like, he's like, business is business. Like, the show's got to go on. Like, cruise ships be cruising. Like, what can we do? We're not going to wait 2 hours for you to find your daughter. Like, come on, people need to get off and go get drunk in Karasu or wherever it was. Like, that was wild to me. And then when he said that, so basically they do like the security checks that they call like a Charlie security check, and everyone's off the boat. And so all the crew, you've got like 800 crew doing like checking every nook and cranny, he says, checking all over the cruise ship, and each crew checks their own cabin. And I was like, wait, what? Like, that's so bizarre. They're like, oh yeah, nothing.
Take your word for it. Yeah.
Like my cabin, like, guys, that's not how you should be checking the boat. I just thought that was wild, but I do go back and forth, because
the guy that said he saw her because he noticed her distinct tattoo of the Tasmanian devil. That's what I'm like, people don't just see that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I just can't get over. I think, no matter what happened, she surely isn't still alive.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too.
Same. I have the feeling that she is, like, just that gut feel that no, she's not like with us anymore.
Yeah.
I did, because I did see you did a clip that you'd watched Amy Bradley's Missing and also the Poop Cruise. And Scheana watched that too, and you're like, I like talk about an advertisement for not going on cruises. Like, this cannot be good for the cruise industry.
And the Ruby Princess. Did you hear about the Ruby Princess, Kelly?
No.
So it was a big cruise ship that landed back in Australia, and basically everyone on the cruise ship had COVID. This was in 2020.
Oh, yeah.
And then so it was like this big thing about the Ruby Princess. Such bad PR. Like, everything I've heard about cruises, I'm like, absolutely not. It's honestly just like, it feels like I would be like in a shopping center or a casino on the bloody Gold Coast or something. Like, it's just so tacky and gross. I'm like, why would anyone want to go on a cruise? No.
Oh, that's funny.
The only cruise I would go on is, you know, the one that they went on in Hacks, and obviously this is like fictional, but the one where, have you watched Hacks, Kelly?
I've watched the first 2 seasons.
Okay. Oh, so good. Deborah and Ava go on like a gay cruise. It just looks like so much fun. I would go on one of those. But other than that, I was like, it does seem so insane. Just all these stories.
Thanks.
Like, it is a law
lawless.
It is lawless.
Yeah.
On the seas, on the high seas. It's crazy.
Right. Totally.
Yeah, go watch, because it's
everyone please
insane.
Go watch.
Yeah.
And you'll probably binge it like I did, and then go on Reddit, and then there's just so much to uncover.
So watching that, one thing that stood out to me watching that documentary, I was like, they named their son Bradley.
Yes. It almost took me like out of the seriousness of the doc.
I didn't even notice that.
I thought about it immediately.
Yes, when they replay, when he was looking for her and he's like, the way that she said my name, like Brad. And I was like, wait, your name is Brad Bradley. That's so wild to me. Yeah. So.
Bless. One last question for you.
Yeah.
What is your pop culture prediction for the rest of 2025, if you had to pick one?
Oh gosh,
what's gonna happen between now and December?
I definitely think Drake is gonna come out with a song with Morgan Wallen. I feel it in my soul. I think that is a prediction I'm gonna put out there and be like, that is gonna happen. And that's like what I feel good about.
Wait, I was thinking Morgan Wade. Kyle's. I was like, what? This is
that
crazy.
Could be fun too.
Okay. Yeah. Just to make that distinction. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. We'll wait for that.
I do like that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I think Drake is going to go country. I really feel it.
I feel like, isn't everyone's going country?
Well, yeah.
Beyonce's going country.
Yeah.
Everybody's going country. Yeah.
Once Beyonce does it, then Oh my gosh. Well, I think that's it. Did you have anything you wanted to ask us, or anything else, like anything you wanted to cover before we let you go?
I guess we talked a lot about the Valley. I guess, what do you guys want to happen to that show? Because I don't know, the way I watch it, I'm just like, it's almost like I have to get through this in order to talk about it on the podcast. Like, I don't know if you guys really like also enjoy it. So if you enjoy it, that's and you're like, nothing needs to happen, that's obviously totally fine. But what do you guys think of the Valley, and if something should change, what should change?
Yeah. Scheana and I have like spoken about this before where we've been like, God, it can be such a hard slog to get through it because it is so dark. And you're right, it's because they're dealing with like families and children, and the stakes are so much higher. I think like definitely like bring Lala in, bring Scheana and Brock in, bring Sandoval and Victoria in, and kind of just make it about the drama of a bit more of that's not as toxic. I wonder, like, having now that Jax is no longer in the Valley, I wonder how season 3 will go. I hope that Brittany doesn't continue to kind of like dredge up this storyline of like hating on Jax, because that's just obvious, like we all do. And I think that with reality TV, when you're going through something in real life, something that's like traumatic like that, a relationship breakdown, you've got kids and there's like abuse and all of that, for you to process that, it takes such a long time. It could take years. But when we are an audience and we're seeing this play out on our screens for 5 episodes in a row, we're so not like, the time doesn't, it's not the same. And we're like, get to a point where like, okay, like enough is enough. So I hope that with Jax removed and maybe bring more of Schwartz in, it can get a bit more lighthearted, and it can just go back to something that's not as toxic.
Yeah, I feel the same. Yeah. I feel like get rid of Danny and Nia, get rid of Michelle and actually keep Jesse. Jesse's all right for the show. I feel like we need Jesse.
He's like a Charlie. Like you just kind of.
Yeah, definitely Scheana and Brock, because hello, like we need to hear about the cheating storyline.
She's been working for this.
You know, it's the reason that and then Sandoval, just because, I don't know, weirdly, I just want to see Sandoval and Schwartz on my screen again. Oh.
Yeah, Scheana's a Schwartz fan.
I'm sorry. I fucking love it's my toxic trait. I love Schwartz.
It's okay. I love Kyle Cook. I unfortunately
Leah loves Kyle.
I'm like, why is he so funny?
He's
why
funny.
Is he terrible?
So
but
funny.
So like, do you remember the scene where he's sitting with Amanda and he's like, I haven't flirted with someone in months, and she's like, we've been together for 3 years. Like, I know I shouldn't love that, but I'm just like,
oh my gosh.
For me, it's when he comes home and he is like just eating the bag of chips and he's like half passed out and he's talking to himself. I just feel like Kyle is that. He is endearing and like charming in such a high school way sometimes.
Such a man child.
Like he's such a man child, but he owns it. Like he's not denying that at all. Look at him with his DJ career. And Amanda loves him. You know, she loves him for who he is. So
that's
I think
clear.
that like if she can forgive him, we can forgive Kyle. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. I'm just happy to have Schwartz on my screen again on every Bravo show. When he made his cameo in Summer House, I was like, oh, there's my boy. There he is. Love you.
They need to get him away from when they do the after show and it's like Schwartz, Jax and Jesse, and Schwartz is just sitting there like, why am I with these people? I can't. Yeah. You can tell, like, they should do the voiceovers, you know, in Next Gen where they do the voiceovers for Brooks.
That's so
funny.
They
need to do the voiceovers for Schwartz because he's just sitting there. He's probably like, no, Jax, that's an absolute lie. Like, no, you definitely.
Yeah, you can see he's like, he's disassociating and he just stares. He's like, and you're like,
don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact.
God. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on. I honestly, we could talk to you for hours.
Such a pleasure.
For our audience, where can they find you?
Yeah, totally. Thank you so much for having me. This has been so much fun, and I'll come back whenever you guys
will have to do it again. Yeah.
But once you start watching Below Deck, I'll come on and I'll be like, let's chat.
Absolutely.
This is giving me life.
But I co-host Beyond the Blinds, and you can find me on Instagram at Laguna Biatch, and that's my handle pretty much everywhere. Sorry, my cat's playing with a wire. I'm like, get out of here.
Oh,
Scheana's cat too. She's had to have a stern word.
She's so annoying. You know, she's okay. She's calming down now, but she's just being a bit crazy. Laguna Biatch, I love it. Everyone go follow.
Yeah.
And we'll speak to you soon. Thank you so much, Kelli.
Awesome.
Can't wait. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Pop culture, Bravo, and anything conversations.